Week 10. All right. So we've already got football going on this morning. We got the Falcons. We got the Colts. They are in Berlin and old Germany. So, man, I don't know what's going on. If you're playing your Colts, so let's look at what we're looking at. So Daniel Jones right now, he's only sitting at about 200 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He's carried the ball about 6 times, but he's also fumbled. So that's not really great. But I think they'll be okay. They'll be coming from behind, so they can pass the ball more. So if you're looking at Daniel Jones needing some points. Also, if you have Tyler Warren's doing pretty decent for you. I know a touchdown will help, but he is 5 for 6 for 58 yards, so that helps a lot too. Michael Pittman is hurting you, though. So they are passing the ball, but not to him. He's only caught 1 of 1 for 9 yards. So that's not really helping you. That's not great. We're not enjoying that. But what is really nice, though, is that Jonathan Taylor is looking okay. He's making some good runs, okay? But I feel like they need to feed him more. The Colts need to be feeding Jonathan Taylor more to get their momentum. So let's look at some who's ins, who's outs, all that kind of stuff like that. So let's look at who's out. We know that Terry McLaurin with a quad is out. Okay. We know that Brian Thomas Jr. has an ankle injury, and he will not be playing today. We know Travis Hunter, he went on IR. So what does that mean for Jaguars? Okay. That means if you want to, if you have to, any kind of any kind of last minute ad that you have to have help, maybe a Parker Washington. I mean, just out of necessity, right? CJ Stroud suffered a bad concussion last week. And if you were starting CJ Stroud, which I wouldn't recommend it just because he's not having a really good year. Okay. I wouldn't recommend it, but he's going to be out. You're not playing Davis Mills. That's just not where you want to go with that. So you got Geno Smith had a quad injury the other day. If you were playing Geno Smith, I don't know, again, why you would, because he's just an interception machine. I haven't looked to see who's leading the league in interceptions, but I'm pretty sure he's up there if he's not leading right now. So kind of bigger news. Ramondre Stevenson is out. Ramondre Stevenson is not playing for the Patriots. But last week we saw Ramondre was out, and Travion Henderson, the one that we all want to see do well, Travion Henderson, he did decent. They still don't know how to use such a player like Travion Henderson, but I still feel like he's going to be okay. I want to say go ahead and start Travion Henderson with confidence. But it just depends on what other options you have. So if you have any other options, let me know in the comments. And if you're viewing on other platforms, like if you're coming off like from Twitter or other YouTube channels, anything like that, come over here to at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube and be a subscriber, because what we have going on right now is you notice at the bottom says if you're all subscribers, okay, enter for a chance to be entered in for a free jersey giveaway once we hit 200 subscribers. Okay, right now I think we're at about 106, 107, something like that area. But you have to be a subscriber in order to win that jersey once we get to 200 subscribers. Let me know in the comments what jersey you think we should give away once we get to 200 subscribers. All right, so Mellow Mike, what's up, Mellow Mike? Hopefully you're a subscriber. If you're not, go ahead and go to Kingmaker Sports and be a subscriber. Get you a free jersey, bro. Stroud, Ingram, Howard, Petrie, and the Texans kicker Fairbairn are out. Yeah. They're not looking great, man. They're riddled with injury right now. That hit on Stroud was nasty. I didn't like it. Wasn't a fan of that hit. I thought that should have been like a personal foul. Wasn't a fan. Unnecessary roughness. Not a fan. But hey, the league decided that they were okay with it. So whatever. But yeah, Petrie missing on your defense is going to hurt. The Texans' defense is actually really, really solid right now. Their record doesn't reflect how good their defense is. To be fair, I don't think so. So I'm interested to see what additions they're going to make. They have to beef up that offensive line because that's your Achilles heel right now is your offensive line. You can't get any running game going. Like as good as Woody Marks is out of the backfield with his hands catching the ball, and he's a pretty decent runner from what I've seen so far. None of that means anything without a good offensive line, and we see that. Like what seems like the Colts, for instance, right? So the Colts, they have an elite offensive line, and it's making Jonathan Taylor, who, but in his own right, is elite, but they're making Jonathan Taylor look unworldly. So last year it was illegal. Yeah, it was. This year they changed rules due to the Mahomes flopping against us in the playoffs. Dude, so Mahomes and LeBron get on my nerves with all the flopping and all that because it's like you go ahead and get the call because Mahomes is telling officials what it was. Just like Tom Brady used to tell, hey, he hit me late, or hey, he grabbed my face mask or whatever like that, and then boom, they flow. Oh, he did? Okay, boom, throw the flag. Like, nah, man. Like you're the referee. You're the one who makes that decision, not the player. So call what you saw. But regardless, I don't know. But anyways, so that's the world we're living in now. So hopefully CJ Stroud gets better. I still believe in CJ Stroud. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he's very accurate when he has time. I mean, he showed his rookie year that how accurate he could be. He was my favorite quarterback coming out of college in his draft year. That was the same year with Bryce Young, and I don't think Bryce Young is going to be that good of a quarterback in the NFL. I said it then, and I'll stand by that now. I still think CJ Stroud is going to be good in the NFL. He may not be like elite, but I still think he's going to be good. Because you don't see him get stupid hits. He's not taking off running when he shouldn't. So CJ Stroud is somebody that I think, if you have him in Dynasty, for instance, if you have him in Dynasty, which I have him in one Dynasty league, if you have him in Dynasty, I think you're going to be very pleased with the longevity that you're going to get. He'll have big games, but they're not going to be consistent. He's not going to be like a Drew Brees kind of thing like that. So Mike's give away a Cam Scatterbo jersey, bad injury, but great young player. That's not bad. I'm gonna put the Cam Scatterbo on the list. I may have to get me 2 of those. All right, I got Cam Scatterbo on the list there. So we're gonna see. We are gonna see here. And I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor. Was that like 83 yards? Bro, how is Jonathan Taylor not leading the league for MVP? I know he's not a quarterback, but good golly. That's crazy. Jonathan Taylor, man, just blowing up for your fantasy teams. You can't ask much more than that. You can't ask much more. We literally just talked about how Jonathan Taylor was already elite in his own right, and they're making him look unworldly with that offensive line. So teams out there that are hurting at offensive line, like we just talked about the Texans, oh my goodness, go shore that up because Jonathan Taylor's got 210 yards on the day, with that 80-plus yard run, 83, 84, something like that run, and he's got 2 touchdowns today. All right. So, real quick, as most of you know, we have started a partnership with a company called W Energy. Okay, so W Energy is it's a powder-based energy drink. Okay, so but the thing with the powder-based is not like the powder-based like you're thinking of. Get your head out of the gutter. All right, y'all wrong for that. So anyway, so instead of the soda style, like a Monster or a C4 or any of that stuff like that, that just makes your guts just feel bad after you drink them, or if you've been drinking them for a while. This is better. I've started drinking this and I really like it. My wife likes it. And I just double up on scoops whenever I go to the gym. So it doesn't give me like, I know a lot of companies out there is like, oh, it doesn't give you the jitters, this and that. Man, honestly, the stuff, it tastes good. It honestly doesn't give the jitter stuff. And I can say that because I'm actually using this stuff. Man, I like it. They got a lot of flavors. They got one, it's like a lemonade hydration. So they have some that aren't even energy. If you don't want energy, but you just want like good hydration flavors, go grab you some of this stuff, man. It's pretty good. So check out their store. It's w.gg is their website. And if you use, like you see down here, the code Kingmaker in yellow. All right. If you use code Kingmaker, you get 10% off every order, no matter how big the order. And it's a lifetime code. Just use it every time. And that just lets them know that, hey, you follow Kingmaker Sports over here and you're dominating your fantasy leagues. And you're getting that W over there. So go ahead and get you some of that. We really enjoy it. I know myself, Slayton, and Mick, those guys, they had to work today on football day. So, we miss you out there, guys, but we'll hold it down for you here. Let us know in the comments here what questions you got. Mellow Mike says JT is the MVP. Screw the QBs. Career year. Dickerson's record is in play. Oh, for sure. JT or CEH? Yeah, exactly. I tried to tell him. So 6 Foot Pigeons. I tell you what, if you love good music, all right, if you love just the pure sound of good music, you love a good beat, go check out 6 Foot Pigeons. They're on TikTok. They're on YouTube. Their music, like, we're probably going to feature some of their music here. Like, they're just amazing. We love 6 Foot Pigeons music over there. They do daily live streams. So if you want to watch and see how that art is created, go check that out. But yeah, so what they're referring to here is JT or CEH. So in that draft class, if you're in Dynasty, so in Dynasty, what we do is we draft rookies every year. Okay, depending on your league, you have so many rounds, 5 to 7, however many rounds you have. Running backs usually dominate. Okay, they usually dominate. And so this was the year that CEH went pick 32 after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. And I remember telling a lot of people that, hey, look, I know CEH just did so much on that LSU team, the same LSU team that was led by Ed Orgeron with Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and others. And CEH was a big part of that. And everybody was like, "Oh, CEH, look what he did in college, and he's going to the Chiefs. He's going to be the next. He's going to be the next Brian Westbrook." And we know what Brian Westbrook was really, really good for fantasy football when he was with the Eagles under what head coach? That's right, Andy Reid, who wanted to use CEH the same way. But as we saw, CEH, referring to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who now is like forgotten. I mean, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what roster he's on right now, if he's even in the league right now. But Jonathan Taylor, who was and I'm going to say, like my boy Pat McAfee says, was a dog over at Wisconsin. Just from day one, it was Jonathan Taylor, dominant, running over everybody. And he gets drafted to the Colts, who at the time still had a good offensive line, a really good offensive line, which was really the only thing that was kind of keeping him in games that at that time in that era. But regardless, was like, look, Jonathan Taylor is a running back. He's a real running back. Draft Jonathan Taylor. So I remember a friend of mine, he had the 101. And he was like, man, I'm torn. Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, whatever. Bro went with he was like, oh, he bought into that hype. Bought into that mad hype about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, pass catching ability. He's going to the Chiefs, going to be Brian Westbrook. Andy Reid's gonna cater to him. Like, man, that didn't work out. So the homie didn't listen to me. He went ahead and got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, I'm sure he's regretting it every day of his life. So trust the film is all I'm saying. But good thing about this is if you appreciate good film study, if you like to look at the incoming rookie players, if you're in Dynasty in general, like Kingmaker Sports is where you need to be, because myself, the Big Mick Lipper, Mick, and Snipes by Slayton, we love watching the film. Like, we'll break it down. So in the offseason, we're actually going to be having film study on certain players. So make sure you come back every week for that film study and that breakdown. So that way you don't end up like my homie who took Clyde Edwards-Helaire instead of taking JT. After I did all the film study for him, tried to help him out, and then here we are, JT's in the running for MVP after that massive 83 yard run. So hey, Kingmaker Sports will help you out. We'll make all your wildest dreams come true. So what do we got here? Mellow Mike says, I find it amazing Steichen fixed the running game with 2 young offensive linemen replacing Kelly and Fries. Coach of the year, and I'm a Texans fan. Wow. Tell you what, I'm not gonna tell any of the other Texans fans what you just said, but that tells me right there that you're a real football fan. You watch the game and you respect the game. You're not just a blind fan like some people are out there. And don't get me wrong, I love cheer for your team, man. Cheer for them. But acknowledge faults. Acknowledge the faults of your team, and that's okay. Like, not every team is perfect. So, but yes, losing Kelly and Fries definitely was a big hit for that offensive line. But, bro, they're not missing a beat right now. So, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on the Saints. Okay. So, I mean, bro, so there's a kid, Devin Neal, on the Saints that I think is going to be really good. But right now, Alvin Kamara, being the great veteran that he is just ahead of him right now. Mixon to Green Oaks retire. Bro, is Joe Mixon even going to be coming back to your team? What is going on here? I don't know what is going on with the whole Joe Mixon stuff. They won't give you a definite answer if he's coming back, much less when. Like, I'm not even going to talk about when, but if at all he comes back this year. I definitely see the Texans going after a running back. If they get like a middling pick, I do believe that the Texans could in the second round, because there's not really like a first round running back like we had with like an Ashton Genty this past year. In the second round, going after a running back, I could see some really good running back prospects going to Houston. Because you put one with Woody Marks, that'd be awesome. I was hyping up Breece Hall being traded to the Texans at the trade deadline, but because Breece Hall wants out of New York, which leads me to my topic about players' attitudes. So with the trade deadline, we saw players like Breece Hall. They were going to social media and they were not happy. They wanted out. He was doing everything out there but cussing the Jets. Okay. Especially after the Sauce Gardner trade. He knew there was an opportunity to leave and he didn't get the opportunity. His team said, no, you're staying here. You're going to stay a Jet. We're not trading you. Which sucks because I really like Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is an amazing talent. I think that he is somebody that any team gets immediately better with him. So I'm not going to look for Breece Hall to fight for extra yardage. I'm not going to look for Breece Hall to be motivated to play. Okay. Today he's playing the Browns. The Browns have a low-key good defense. So I wouldn't I don't know if I'd be confidently trusting Breece Hall going forward. Now, if you're in Dynasty, of course you got to play him. If you got him in redraft, you have to play him. Maybe before the fantasy trade deadline, which is in 2 weeks. Generally it's 2 weeks, it's 12. Maybe you can trade him for something else. Because I don't want any Jets players, honestly. Like, even Justin Fields is playing today, and I don't like that at all. So, all right. So we got some other player news going on. Let's continue with who's out. Okay. What we got here? Mellow Mike's got one more thing. He says NBA mentality trying to take over root in the NFL, giving all the power to the players has hurt the NBA. Look at Micah forcing his way out of Dallas. It is a bad precedent. You can't let the players who have contracts. You signed a contract to say I will play for this team. It's like, look, man, honor your commitment. The NCAA is having the same issue now with NIL and then the trade portal, or not the trade portal, the whatever it is, the portal, transfer portal. So I feel like both of those things, NIL and transfer portal, both together are horrible. One or the other. Because then you're going to have players bouncing around a different team every year. All right. So we got all right, we got CJ Stroud. We talked about Geno Smith, Ramondre Stevenson. So look, I'm gonna root for TreVeyon Henderson today. I am. I'm a believer. I believe in the talent, and this is a player they need to build around. Drake May is a really good quarterback. And you got TreVeyon Henderson, who is a phenomenal, talented running back who can do everything, literally everything. Watch his film. I don't believe in Josh McDaniels. I used to like Josh McDaniels' offense. I don't. He's shown that he doesn't know how to use good running backs. He would rather use a bunch of bad running backs all at the same time than instead of use a good running back. But they're playing the Bucs. The Bucs don't have a bad defense. These are two teams with winning records. I think this is going to be a kind of a hard-fought battle for the Patriots. Look, I think TreVeyon Henderson is going to have a decent game. I think he gets you about 10 points today. Not confident he'll get a touchdown. But they need to figure something out in New England. If I'm in redraft and if you're holding TreVeyon Henderson in the hopes, I would put him in maybe your flex if you don't have any better options. But that's where I'm at with that. As far as Ramondre, I mean, it's to the point where we're back to the same place where I can't trust any New England running backs. I can't. And it sucks that that's got to be that way. Now, it sucks for fantasy. If you're NFL, like you just watch the NFL, like that's fine. You know, you're feeling pretty good, but no, not happy about it. Not happy about it at all because in fantasy, what do we want? We want fantasy points. We don't care if you have a two-headed monster in the backfield. But anyway, so Kayshon Boutte is also out for the Patriots today. So that means that you'll be looking at Drake May to be making plays with his feet and just finding whoever is available, which is another reason why I say use TreVeyon Henderson to the Patriots. Use him. Bucky Irving is out. Okay, so they're playing the Patriots. So the Buccaneers will be forced to throw a little bit more because their solid running game is not going to be there. So that probably is going to be arrows up for Cade Otton. Look for him. Arrows up for Emeka Egbuka. Look for him, who's had a great year so far, his rookie year. I think hands down, it's going to come down to Emeka Egbuka or Tyler Warren for Rookie of the Year. The fact that Jackson Dart is in the conversation for Rookie of the Year and hasn't done a damn thing blows my mind. That tells me right there, like, quarterbacks have favor no matter what. just because they're the quarterback. I don't like that. I don't believe in that. I think that the best player should win the award. Who gives a crap if you're the quarterback of the team or not? Anyway, so moving on. We talked about Chris Godwin. He's out today. If you're the Bills and you have Josh Palmer, you shouldn't start him anyway. Honestly, I wouldn't really trust any receiver on the Bills because Josh Allen doesn't pass the ball. It's basically him and James Cook. That's it. But let's see here. Alrighty. So we're liking Nico today with the Texans because they can't run the ball. Can't run the ball, save their life at all. They're going to have to figure something else out. Where are we at? Where are we at? Let's see here. So Tyler Algier actually had a pretty decent day right now. And it's insane. I don't understand it. I don't know how the Falcons are leading the Colts right now. I don't understand. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be allowed. Let's go over here. Let's put this game on and see what's going on. All righty. So are we going to get a comeback from the Colts here? Because we gotta get something going here. Let me know. So let me know in the comments, like, who do you think should win Rookie of the Year? All right, should it be Emeka Egbuka or should it be Tyler Warren? And hey, whatever answer you pick is fine. Even if you say Jackson Dart, fine. So, because it's your opinion. But let me know in the comments who you think should be Rookie of the Year. I guess let's go Offensive Rookie of the Year because I don't care about defense. It's a fantasy football show. We ain't worry about that. Honestly, I think kickers kind of should be taken out of fantasy football. With all due respect, but Brandon Hallam, come on. Come on, bro. This fool said Cam Ward. Hey, that's your opinion. Ain't a good one, but it's your opinion. I know you're just messing with me, man. Just the way I'm messing with you. Brandon Hallam, good, loyal listener. Appreciate you, man. And then here we go. Mellow Mike, Cam. Yeah, he knows. He knows. That's laughable. Look at him. Look at that big smile right there. So let's get back to some matchups here. Let's see what we got. So you see down at the bottom, we're doing a free jersey giveaway at 200. All right. It'll be a relevant fantasy player, someone from right now who's just doing good. Once we get to 200 subscribers, and that's 200 subscribers at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube. Okay, so if you're watching on another channel, anything like that, we invite you to come over here to at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube and subscribe and view over here any of the AFC South platforms, and that way you can get a chance to win a free jersey once we hit 200 subscribers. Now, let's look at some injuries. All right. What's the biggest injuries that you've had on your teams this year? Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Brandon. I think Egbuka and Warren do seem like the only options right now. Nobody else is really even close to what they're doing. So Ibuka is somebody that nobody thought would immediately come out year one and have an impact the way he is. Nobody saw it coming. Everybody thought this was going to be, you have to wait a year, wait 2 years, be with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So with that, I mean, here we are, right? Here we are. This is the world we live in. And Mike Ibuka comes out, does really well. And dude, like, you're feeling really good. Like, I drafted Ibuka in one of my rookie drafts with the 105. And here I am now. I thought I was going to have to sit him, but I'm playing him every week. So, with all the teams with 2 firsts next year, could we see another team split offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year again? Possibly. We saw it with the Texans. They had CJ Stroud and they had Will Anderson. So it's possible. And the Texans had to trade up to go get Will Anderson. So that tells you, man, like, anything can happen. Yep. The Jets too. The Jets are they're just racking up first rounders. Let's see. Texans are one big injury. We have injury reports that read like a felon's rap sheet. More padded practices, less rest days, get back to 2-a-days, less soft tissue injuries. Bro, what are they, padded full pads once a day or something like that? I think that's what it is. And then most times it's just helmet and shorts kind of situation. And then shorts and shoulder pads. So you're not even really like full contact anymore. So I'm with you. It does kind of make the players softer, which is weird because they're the most athletic that they've ever been in the history of the NFL. So I don't understand this at all. This is crazy. So the Falcons and the Colts right now, they're tied up 25 all with 21 seconds. The Falcons are driving. So let's see how this is going to turn out. They're trying to get into field goal range. And, what in the world was that? Darnell Mooney had the reception and bobbled it and dropped it for an incomplete, which he was wide open. I mean, there wasn't anybody around him for 5 yards. That's crazy. That would have set them up at the 40 on their own 40. So as I'm watching it right now, you may be ahead of me, but I'm at 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds. All right. So it's 3rd and 10 and they're still on their own 20-yard line, 25-yard line. So let's say Lions go with that approach and no players left by midseason. I mean, yeah. All right, let's see here. So
Moody and Adonai Mitchell also going to be.
All right, so looking at our actives today, we got Aaron Jones is active. I'm not crazy. Man, I'm not crazy about Aaron Jones. I know a lot of people took him. If you're in Dynasty, which I know this is more like a redraft, all that kind of stuff like that. Right now, this part of the season. But if you're in Dynasty, I'm not really excited to have any of the Vikings running backs right now. Aaron Jones or Jordan Mason. I just don't think that's what you want to have going forward. Sorry, let me get this up here. All right. Let's look at our injuries, any last-minute stuff, because I know that's why you're here. Get that last-minute hey, who's in, who's out. So I don't know. Do we feel like Michael Penix is a good quarterback? Let me know what you think, if you think he's a good quarterback or not. Because I think he's accurate, but I'm not 100% sure if he's a dynasty or a redraft like starter, or if he could be, which is weird because he has so many weapons at his disposal. Brandon says mid. I mean, he is at this point. He is. He's got so many weapons. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. Like, Darnell Mooney's not bad. So it's like, man, what is going on? You know? I don't know. I don't know what to think about Michael Penix right now. I still like him. I like Penix the same way I like CJ Stroud. I think in Dynasty I would go get him because I think he's serviceable. But as far as green screen showing up in the background, what the heck? I think as far as Dynasty goes, he's serviceable. I don't think Penix is a good redraft quarterback. So if you let's see. So Mellow Mike says talking about Tyler Warren, is my rookie of the year. Look at the effect he has had on that offense. Simple method. Give young quarterbacks a good tight end. It's a proven method. Hurts, Goddard, Mahomes, Kelsey, Purdy, Kittle. It works. So this is something that Jeff and I have talked about on Unstabled One here on YouTube. If you like the Colts, or if you like any team that plays the Colts, go over to at Unstabled One and check us out over there. We're also doing a jersey giveaway over there at our next 100 subscriber mark. So we've said give a good tight end will make a mediocre quarterback better. Okay, because it is that safety blanket. So Daniel Jones coming into this season, mediocre quarterback. A lot of people would argue a failed quarterback. Sure, but look where we're at now. He's looking pretty good. Okay. But that's because of a guy like Tyler Warren, who can come in and do everything, not just block and go catch a few passes. The kid's crazy, crazy athletic with the ball in his hands. I mean, we've seen many, many games where he's breaking tackles, dropping his shoulder and putting it on boys and just keep on going, keep on trucking. So good tight ends help quarterbacks. 100%. All right, let's see if there's any last minute. We got some game day or game time decisions. I hate game time decisions. Like, I get it. You got to like, well, if they feel good or whatever, just tell me, are they in or out? Because then I got to adjust my lineup accordingly. Like, you should be focused about the fantasy player. But regardless. All right, so let's look at some players here for week 10. So something to keep an eye on. J.K. Dobbins got a little foot injury on Thursday. Let's keep an eye on that. This could be a good sign for R.J. Harvey. All you R.J. Harvey truthers out there. All right, I need some more W, dude. I know Mick on this show on Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. I know Mick has been a big proponent of R.J. Harvey this year, which R.J. Harvey looks really good when he gets the opportunities. But as we know, these older coaches like a Sean Payton out in Denver, they favor the veterans. Just about every time they're gonna favor the veterans, and that's fine. Whatever. That's how they operate. That's the old school mentality was, hey, rookies have to pay their dues before they can get on the field. So, I'm sorry. I just think RJ Harvey is a good athlete for that. But with J.K. Dobbins' foot, let's keep an eye on that during the week. We'll see what the medical stuff shows on Monday and then through Tuesday, and then we'll have an update for you on Tuesday night at our 9:30 show. Players that are in today. So we saw last week when DeAndre Swift was out, we saw Kyle Monangai just go off and have just a crazy game, which, hey, that's awesome to be able to have that kind of depth behind DeAndre Swift. But he's in today. So I don't know if you're a Bears fan, if you're liking that. I don't know. Who do you prefer? Would you like to see Kyle Monangai get more starts? I mean, more carries, or would you prefer to see DeAndre Swift? So, says Mellow Mike says a tight end is cheaper than an X receiver. Tight ends have more versatility to affect many elements. That's true. Short, intermediate, and deep passes. Yeah, certain tight ends are good deep passes. Look at Evan Ingram. Also, the run game. They have longer careers and less elite off-ball linebackers. So, he is correct. That's why most fantasy leagues have gone to a tight end premium format to where the tight end matters more. Okay? So that way you're getting about 1.5, 1.75, whatever, for the tight end receptions. Okay. And as he also said, they don't face cornerback one as an X receiver does, which is true. So, gosh, this is ridiculous. The Colts are just getting every flag. Man, that's offensive pass interference. What? That is offensive pass interference. How does that make sense? Dude, the NFL is rigging this game. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. So there's been an influx of coaches coming out, speaking out about the NFL, about how they are actually rigging games. The league is manipulating games, play calling and all that kind of stuff like that, which is ridiculous. Like, let the game play out the way it's supposed to play out naturally. Stop doing all this stuff. Anyway, so Mellow Mike says Swift has been the hot hand, which he has. He's been really good. So it's game-to-game decision for me. Go with the hot hand, game to game. You're right. You are right. You have to follow the momentum. Okay. So somebody I wanted to hit on is if you're needing running back help, okay, and you need somebody to come in and help you down the line, right? Look for Trey Benson. If you can go get him in a trade in redraft or dynasty, he's going to be coming back next week. They didn't bring him back this week, but he should be back next week. Okay. Trey Benson is a phenomenal athlete, really good running back. So he's somebody that you should be trying to get on your teams, whether it be dynasty or redraft. It doesn't matter. I think Trey Benson is going to be really good in the NFL. But the problem is the Cardinals right now, when he was playing with Kyler Murray, I don't think Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. I think he's a good scrambling quarterback. I don't think he's a quarterback for that team. We see how the Cardinals have done with Jacoby Brissett. You get better numbers from your players with Jacoby Brissett. Okay. Kyler Murray is a very like solo-based player. He's very greedy. He's going to take off and run the ball instead of wait for the play to develop and let the receiver run their route, which is why Marvin Harrison Jr. does not do well with Kyler Murray. So if I'm in Dynasty, I'm not liking Kyler Murray at all. So I would try and get away from Kyler Murray if I could. Okay. Let's see if the Colts. So this is overtime. The Colts get any points here, the game's over. So Falcons just tried. They didn't come away with any points. So now if the Colts score at all, touchdown, field goal, doesn't matter at all. They win the game. So let's see how they do here. Just real curious. So all right, so setting up the run game. All right, so C. Russ. What happened to Bo Nix this week? I picked him up to fill my home spot and failed. That was a horrible game. Raiders Broncos was just crappy. It didn't make sense. I didn't like it. I don't know, dude. That was hard to watch. At a certain point, I had to stop watching. It was difficult, very difficult to watch. Let's see here what the Colts are doing on this drive. Tyler Warren, good golly. Whew. What? Bro, Tyler Warren is insane. Give that man Offensive Rookie of the Year right now. Right now. That's crazy. Went up and got it. So talking about Trey Benson with the lower body injuries concerns me. Been on IR 2 times in 2 years, knee and ankle. Don't trust him personally. Hey, look, that's fine, dude. I get it. I do. I get it. I do believe, though, in the talent. I think that's something maybe he can get past, but very valid concern. Totally very valid concern with Trey Benson with the lower body injuries. So, anyways, sorry, I'm just a little distracted right now looking at the Colts driving against the Falcons. So they're looks like they're in field goal range already, which is good. But obviously you want to go for the jugular here. I wouldn't really trust just kick the field goal and win the game because Badgley, who's filling in for Spencer Schrader, who they lost, is already missed. He's already missed today, so we don't want to we don't want to trust that so much, right? Didn't the Bears draft Loveland ahead of Warren? Yeah, the Bears did. And the Bears should feel like a bunch of dumbasses. And there goes Jonathan Taylor just pounding the ball up to the 15. So this is comfortable field goal range here. But, of course, let's go for the touchdown, okay? So, but yes, Mellow Mike, back to your comment. Didn't the Bears draft Colson Loveland ahead of Warren? They did. They did. Thank you. As a Colts fan, thank you, Chicago Bears, for taking Colson Loveland off the board and giving us by far the best tight end, probably one of the best athletes in the draft. He's definitely making an immediate impact on the team from day one. And there goes Jonathan Taylor again, just being the MVP that he should be. I mean, okay. Jonathan Taylor, MVP. Shane Steichen, Coach of the Year. Tyler Warren, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And maybe Daniel Jones, Comeback Player of the Year? Question mark? So, I don't know. We'll see. I didn't expect the Colts to be doing this well at this point in the season. I didn't. Pretty happy about it. If you took Jonathan Taylor in your fantasy drafts, oh my gosh, you are so good. Colts just won the football game. Jonathan Taylor in the end zone for a touchdown. And that's the game. So there we are. Colts 31, Atlanta 25. So this game was more than it should have been. The Colts should have put this away early, but regardless, let's break down some games. We got about 9 minutes left on the stream until kickoff. So get in those last minute roster questions, and we'll answer them here. If you're having any start questions, like, hey, I'll start this player over this player, put them right here in the comments, and let's talk about it. Let's get you ready to dominate. So that way, all of the three of us here at Kingmaker Sports can get you a ring. All right. Got to get you a ring. If you're in a league where you're doing rings, like, that's cool. So I know in my two leagues, I've gone away from the trophies because the logistics of it with, hey, like, mail me the trophy, I'll get it engraved, we'll mail it back out. So what we're doing this year and going forward is we're doing rings. Okay. So I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's a pretty good size ring too. It's pretty solid. I mean, that's the size of like a Super Bowl ring right there. Like, that's a big one. All right. So in my two leagues, if you're in the Kingmaker Sports inaugural league and in my home league, we're transitioning to doing rings. Okay. Not transitioning the other way. We're Kingmakers, not Queen makers. But hey, if you're a fantasy queen out there, come out here. Let's be royalty together. But anyway, so let's break it down. So we just saw the day that your Colts and your Falcons had. Okay, let's review that real quick. Michael Penix didn't do well for you at all. All right, he only put up 177 yards in the air with one touchdown. He didn't do crap for you. Okay, which is like what we're talking about earlier. Bijan, 84 yards on the ground, 2 receptions. Bijan did not have a good game for you at all. Big disappointment. Tyler Algier, though, 57 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns for Tyler Algier, the backup to Bijan. So how the heck do we deal with Tyler Algier? We'll talk about that Tuesday night on our 9:30 Central episode. Drake London did have a game for you, though. 104 yards with 1 touchdown and 6 receptions. So Drake London performed for you today. So we see that Michael Penix likes to go to Drake London. But the thing is Drake London was going away from Sauce Gardner, who was newly acquired from the Jets in a big 2 first-round pick trade that the Colts sent the Jets, which is going to be fun to see come rookie draft season and NFL draft time, how the Jets are going to spend those picks. So we'll see. Other notable players, Daniel Jones, 255 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, but he did throw an interception. But he had 7 freaking sacks. Daniel Jones took 7 sacks for 59 negative yards. Negative 59 yards. That's crazy. But anyways, statistically, he had kind of a bad game, I would say. But Jonathan Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't know how anybody's going to top this fantasy day. Jonathan Taylor might be the front runner already. The first game of Sunday to be the leader for Kingmaker for King of the Week. So King of the Week is a segment that we do on Tuesday nights for the top fantasy performer of the week. But we vote on it. So we usually get about 3 candidates, depending on how it is, unless somebody just far and away just exceeds expectations, which it's going to be hard to top 244 yards with 3 touchdowns. And then he added 3 receptions for 42 yards on top of that. That's going to be damn hard to beat. Okay. Tyler Warren, 8 receptions, 99 yards, 1 yard shy. If you're in a league where you get bonus points, you are 1 yard shy. That hurts. That hurts. But he didn't get a touchdown today. The receiver that did get a touchdown, though, is all day AP. And I ain't talking about no Adrian Peterson. This is the new day of AP. We're talking about Alec Pierce, the unsung, underrated wide receiver 1 of the Indianapolis Colts. That is your boy, Alec Pierce. 4 receptions for 84 yards and a touchdown. Okay. Tyler Warren is still the leading receiver on this team, but as far as like your alpha, now when I say wide receiver 1, I'm referring to the alpha wide receiver at that position, not the who catches the most and who gets the most yards. Obviously, the favorite target's Tyler Warren for good reason. Tyler Warren is phenomenal. And then good ball distribution, though. They ran the ball a lot. Their passing game wasn't working. As we see, 26 attempts, 19 receptions, or 19 completed passes by Daniel Jones. So, didn't really work out great. Daniel Jones fumbled the ball 3 times, dude. That ain't good. That ain't good. This was actually a bad. Don't look at the 255 yards. This was actually a bad game for Daniel Jones. All right. But Jonathan Taylor did fumble the ball once. That was a pop out by Jesse Bates. It was a really good tackle by Jesse Bates. So, all right, 3 minutes. 3 minutes till kickoff. Let's run it down real quick, and let's see here. All right, so Jaguars Texans. Man, I'm gonna go on the Jaguars side. Travis Etienne. I think Travis Etienne's going to have a good game. Texans side's going to be tough. Texans, I got to go Nico Collins. I feel like you're starting him no matter what. Giants Bears. For Bears, I'm going to go Rome Odunze. Bills Dolphins. This is going to be ridiculous. Devon Achane's the only Dolphin I trust. He's the only one that can do anything. There's no life in this team. Honestly, if you're the Dolphins, like I'd probably put Achane on a snap count at this point just to save him for next season. Don't overwork him and get him hurt. Ravens Vikings with Lamar being back. This should be a pretty good game, I believe. But I'm gonna roll out Addison, Jefferson. I think McCarthy might be starting to hit his stride. The Ravens defense is not good. So look for McCarthy to actually put up some good numbers. So if you have to spot start a quarterback this week because of buys, go McCarthy. I'm not starting any Jets players, not even Breece Hall. I'm going to go ahead and I got Travion Henderson in my flex because I'm in a league where I've lost some running backs and then I've got running backs on buys. So I'm going to play Travion Henderson, and I'm going to trust that. Cardinals, Seahawks. As long as Jacoby Brissett is starting, still going to just dominate with Trey McBride. But I think he helps Marvin Harrison Jr. Seahawks. I'm curious to see the Seahawks have Jacoby Myers now. So that would be fun to see with Jacoby Myers being there. How he is going to match up with JSN. Excuse me. Rams, 49ers. Little West Coast battle there. I think this is going to be a good game, but I think the Rams are going to pull this one out. Even though they are in San Francisco or Santa Clara, whatever. Lions against Washington. Lions should beat the brakes off of them easily. I hate to say that because I got a lot of friends that are Washington fans, but the Lions should beat the brakes off of them. But if I guess play Jaden Daniels, not Jaden Daniels. I guess play Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I don't know. Man, speaking of Jaden Daniels, I hate to see that from Jaden Daniels, man. I love watching him play. He had such a phenomenal rookie year last year, but man, I don't know, man. They gotta figure something out. I don't. They gotta shore up the running game and offensive line. I think they're okay. I like Terry McLaurin. He's getting a little older and long in the tooth, but they've got to do something about that offensive line, or you're never going to get anything going. So last year it was pretty much the wave of Jay Daniels, and everything's kind of worked out good for them. So I think on average they have the oldest roster on average. So they're gonna. I was really hoping that they would actually do some things in in the trade deadline, like unload some of their older talent. Because right now you're not playing for anything. You're 3-6. Like, I know anything can happen from 3-6, but not at that momentum that they have in that trajectory. Steelers, Chargers. Aaron Rodgers could have another big game just because they should be playing from behind. But I think Justin Herbert's going to have an awesome game. They're out in California, so they'll have good weather. Eagles, Packers, Monday night. This should be a fun game. I think Jordan Love has come along pretty well. I am going to go ahead and sorry, I didn't sleep good last night, you guys. But thank you for sticking with me. I didn't think that Jalen Hurts was going to not do as well. I always thought Jalen Hurts was going to do really good in the NFL. But the Packers have so many options there, I think it's hurting them. Anyways. So the Bengals are on bye, Cowboys on bye, Titans on bye, and then Chiefs on bye. So you're missing a lot of fantasy players here this week. You're missing T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. You're missing Chase Brown. The Cowboys, the Cowboys actually have like a pretty high-powered offense, no matter what their record says. Dak's been doing good. Javonte Williams has been doing really, really good. He might be comeback player of the year. I don't know. Them getting George Pickens. Honestly, the Steelers look like dummies for that. Why would you get rid of George Pickens? Well, because he didn't get along with Mike Tomlin? Who cares? The kid's a baller. Figure out a way to get him under control. The problem is the league is letting these kids be divas. Stop letting them be divas. You're enabling it. And obviously you're missing CeeDee Lamb. Titans, man, you're not really – you shouldn't have any Titans really on your fantasy team. You probably had Calvin Ridley just as like your third receiver, fourth receiver, something like that if you're lucky. But that's not somebody – you don't really want any Titans on your team. That team's horrible right now. In Dynasty, though, you're holding on to Gunnar Helm. You're holding on to Cam Ward in Superflex leagues. You're holding on to Alec Ayomanor. Like, they have some decent younger pieces. I think the Titans can put it together in a couple years if they keep building. But, and I would definitely do that running back position last. Use what you have now, milk it for all it's worth, and go after the running backs in a couple years after you've solidified your offensive line, which is killing you because Cam Ward has zero time back there. I mean, he's having to figure stuff out. But and of course, Kansas City Chiefs. You don't have Patrick Mahomes. You don't have Travis Kelce. You don't have Xavier Worthy. You don't have Rashee Rice. Those are pretty much your only fantasy assets worth a darn on the Chiefs. So, without any further ado, if you're on any place else, make sure to go on YouTube to at Kingmaker Sports and subscribe for your chance to win free jersey. Once we get to 200 subscribers, we're giving away a free jersey of a notable fantasy player. Okay, so it's not just some Joe Schmo. It will be a top fantasy performer. So don't worry about that. We got you covered because I wouldn't want to be rolling around in some Jalen Reagor jersey. Can't be proud of that. Okay, so we got you covered. Don't worry. We'll hook you up. Get your size and all that stuff like that. We'll draw the winner live on air on our Tuesday episode after we reach 200 subscribers. But can't win if you're not subscribed. So go over there, go do that, and hit that notification bell. So that way you'll know Tuesday nights, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Myself, Mick, and Slayton will be going live, helping you out with all your waivers, all the injury news, all of our thoughts and analysis, and even once we get in the off season, doing incoming rookie film study. Okay, getting you ready for those rookie drafts, all that off season, which is really the in season for Dynasty if you think about it. So, but anyhow, thank you for joining me this game day morning, getting you ready, and I will see everybody here Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good luck. Be royalty.